Hello cardboard collectors, this is Tony Collects. Welcome back. I have a SGC reveal here. I already opened up the package and I looked at the grades since yesterday, so I don't want to make this video too long and make it like a surprise reveal or anything like that. I just wanted to put them in order, starting from the lowest grade to the best. So total submission was 11 cards. It took roughly about, I would say about 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks to get here, to get them back. So I will, here's the little box that it came in. So I will give my assessment, but overall I am pretty happy with the grades. There are a few things I do want to point out, and there was a few things that were disappointing as far as the results of the cards that I sent in. But overall, I think everything was pretty much graded fairly, and I'm not going to say that they're a bad company, because all grading companies I feel do have flaws, even PSA, and I have been disappointed by PSA in the past, so they're not exempt from this, and I feel a lot of people in the hobby feel the same way. So anyway, let's get to the cards. I'm gonna show you the first two duds, that the two major disappointments, and that I did get, but they must have their reason why. So they might have seen something in these cards that I might have missed. So let's get to it. So the first card I'm going to show is this 2020-21 Upper Deck Artifacts, Alexis Lafreniere. This is one of his rookie cards. It's number 2, as you can see there, $9.99. As you can see here, the card, there isn't really anything on as far as the card goes, that I could see why it wouldn't have been graded. All I could see is a little bit, I bought the card at an LCS, so it does appear like it has some kind of like slant here, like it's like somebody cut it, but I know I didn't do it. So I'm kind of on the fence with this card. They deemed it I believe that's what, authentic or altered, I don't know. So I don't know where the LCS got the card. It just seems like this bottom part is crooked, like somebody trimmed it or something, or maybe there was it got dinged and they just figured, oh, we'll trim it off, and something. So they found something in the card that they didn't want to grade it, and looking at the card, I can understand. I missed it. I didn't catch it when I sent it in, and sometimes it is a bit difficult to catch every little flaw with a card. But now that it's in the slab and I'm looking at this bottom part right here, it looks like it might have just been a miscut from the press from Upper Deck, but I couldn't tell you. You see this is a little bit thicker than here, so it does look like somebody might have trimmed it. So I'll keep it in the PC. We'll see what I do with it. I'm not sure. And here's another one. This was more disappointing than everything. It was also deemed altered or authentic. I don't know let me know what the A stands for. But this one here, it doesn't look like it's trimmed. I mean, it fits the slab perfectly. Maybe they thought it was too good to be true. I don't know. I've had this card for a while. There is a slight little gap here, and it does appear like maybe it might have been miscut. It looks a little thicker here. I don't know what the whole deal is. It might have been miscut. I don't know. They think that it's been altered, or it's got something. It has no creases. It's a beautiful card. The centering is as good as you're gonna get on this card, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell it or on eBay or anything. I'm still on the fence with that. So it is a beautiful card. I doubt that I'll find another one raw in this condition, but it is what it is. I mean, I respect that. They found the flaw in it, and now that it's in the slab, I'm looking at it, and yeah, it does appear a little bit kind of weird right here, like it's on a slant, but hey, it is what it is. I might keep this in my PC. I've always wanted this card. It's just a beautiful card. It's a shame that they weren't able to grade it. So here's a card, 61 tops, Bob Clemente. He got a 5.5. I actually thought this card would get like a 4 or a 4.5. So I'm happy with this grade. It does appear like right here, when I first got this card raw, I thought it was kind of like somebody had cut it, but it's just like a little bit of the bleeding of the ink. But it's a nice card. The back is clean. I wish it's a little off center, but I wish the front of the card was a little bit more cleaner, but it's got a little tanning going on. But it's one of my favorite Bob Clemente cards. Got a 5.5. I sent this one in. This is a thick card, as you can see. It's got that thick case. It's numbered out of 169. It's 2006 Topps Paradigm. It got an 8, which I think is fair. It's a thick card, and I don't think PSA would have given it anything higher. There's some like little speck in here that I think it is within the in the slab, that little dot there, but there are some smudges on the actual card that I could not get out. I cleaned this card significantly. It was dirty. This is thick stock, and it's kind of like a 2-layer type of card, and it was shifted. So what I had to do was I put it in a screw down, or what do you call it, a one touch, and it didn't quite want to fit, but I forced it in there to straighten it out, and I left it in there for a few months. And then once I felt that it sustained itself in its form, I cleaned it up as much as I could, and believe it or not, all I used was Windex to all the shiny part. It was all smudgy. To clean it out, I used a Q-tip and a little bit of Windex. It's probably not the best method to do it. Don't do it if you're not sure about what you're doing, but I was able to clean it significantly, and I got an 8, which I think is a fair grade for this card. Total cards were 11. My next card was this 2004 Domris Elite, Passing the Torch. It's just an absolutely beautiful card. It does have like a little speck in there, a little bit of debris. I don't know if it's from the card or from the slab, but either way, it presents well. It's really nice. I think also this grade is fair because it does have a dimple there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There it is right there. You guys can see it's got a dimple. So the surface isn't, this is an old card, and the surface isn't quite perfect. That might be a little scratch or a small dot there, but either way, I think also the grade is fair on this card, even though the corners, the edges, everything is beautiful on this card. I mean, it presents well, but I think I'm content with it. I think PSA would have probably graded it an 8 as well. It does have kind of like a little bit of a little small indentation, but no white showing right there, and I caused that myself. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom. There's no white showing, but putting these cards, these foil cards, are very delicate, and putting it in a sleeve, a penny sleeve, I kind of kinked it a little bit, and it might have got an 8.5 if it wouldn't have been for that, I think. But I think the grade is fair, and I'm not disappointed whatsoever, only with my Mike Schmitz, but I'd rather have a card graded accurately than you know, I'd rather go to a company that grades accurately and correctly and that's unbiased than to a company that's going to give you 10s and 9s all the time on cards that are not deserving of the grade. You might not agree, but if you're looking at everything as a business point of view, you are going to be disappointed. This one I pulled out of a retail pack at Walmart. It's the magenta. I think this is a short print, or some people call it super short print. Again, I was a little bit in awe at first, but looking at the border from the top to here, it is off center, and it is a little thinner here on the right side there. So it's his rookie, Alexis Lafreniere from Upper Deck Allure. It is the magenta. It got a 9, which I'm pretty happy with. I mean, I don't think, I was hoping for a 9.5, but I knew it would not get a 10. I was hoping for maybe a 9.5, but they deemed it a 9, which I think is a fair grade. Here's Tom Brady. You can't go wrong with Tom Brady right now. I pulled this one also from a pack. I got a 9. Again, I think this one was a little bit harsh they were a little bit harsh on the grade, but it does have like a dimple where the G is. Let me see if I can find it for you. Right there, right about there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It does have somewhat of a little dimple. It's hard to see, but you know, once they're in the slab, sometimes you can even see the defects a little bit even clearer and better for some reason. But there it is. I don't know if you guys can see right there by the G. But it got a 9. I was hoping to get at least a 9.5. I knew about the dimple before. I was watching some videos and I saw people ranting about they will never use SGC again. And it just depends. If you're doing it as a business and you're expecting to get high grades and you're rushing your process of cards, for me, in the end, if they don't sell, then I get to keep them. And they're cards that I purchased because I personally like the cards. So really nice, clean card. You know, I've been disappointed by PSA, Beckett, and now SGC. A couple, you know, not necessarily disappointed in them, but disappointed in that maybe I should have looked over the cards a little bit better. But hey, it is what it is. And even in this grade, for example, this card, for me, it's still very profitable. I didn't get this card for much. And it got a 9. I think this one was a little bit undergraded, but if they say it's a 9, I guess it's a 9. There's really, I didn't find anything wrong with this card. The only thing I can think that maybe the centering is a little bit off. Maybe, I'm not sure. It looks pretty centered to me. But overall, I mean, I am happy with this card. This is my Tom Brady 2000 Pacific Paramount. I sent this one, Jose Abreu. I think he's a Black Refractor 2014 Bowman Chrome Prospects autographed. I think he's a very underrated player. But I had this one here and I wanted to experiment with it. And I actually think the 9.5, there's really nothing wrong with the card, but I think that what hurt the card just slightly a little bit was that this edge is thicker than this edge. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I think the 9.5 is a very respectful and accurate grade for this card. I got a 10 on the autograph. So that's Jose Abreu's Black Refractor rookie card. And then the last two, this one, the only thing I will say on this, PSA calls this the gold medallion, and that's what I put on the submission, but however, they just put it as Flair Ultra. But the regular Tom Brady this is all colored. But otherwise, I mean, it got a 10 and I'm happy with that. And it is a very, very clean card, and I pulled this out of a pack as well. I'm gonna probably call them on Monday and ask them if they just call this, if it was a mistake, or they just call it Flair Ultra. But I know PSA calls this particular card, this variation of this card, the gold medallion. But I'm really happy with the grade. I think this was one of the cards that I expected it to get a 10. It was just, I pulled it from a pack and sleeved it up right away, and I wiped it down before sending it in. You know what? Let me put these cards so you guys can check them out. So that's what I have so far. Those are my cards. Let's see if you guys can let's not hide Jose Abreu over there. Let's put them here. All right, and the final card, final card is this Topps 2012 Topps Chrome Camo Refractor. Again, I bought this card, I bought it raw, and I was surprised how clean it was, and I knew it had a shot, and it paid off. It did come back a 10, numbered out of 499. Anything Brady right now is pretty hot, so so yeah, I'm pretty satisfied overall. My whole assessment, I'll put that there so you guys can check out the cards. Overall, my assessment on this whole submission is I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what I got. Yeah, there was a couple of disappointments, and the labeling is just kind of questionable to me. And this one, I think, is I think it deserved at least a 9.5. But hey, it's still a clean card. It still looks nice, and it presents well for a 9. So overall, guys, I think I will submit again with SGC. Will I use PSA if the prices go down? Absolutely. There are certain cards I do want to send to actually BGS. There's cards that I want to try out with SGC, see what their take is on it. I'm still figuring out their grading system a little bit. I'm a little bit more familiar with PSA since I've used them the most. But I am really happy with this this submission. And I think in the end, you can't go wrong if you're buying cards that you like. For example, if you buy a card that doesn't get the grade you think, you could always put it in your PC if it's not worth a whole lot in the secondary market. And if you're just doing it for profit, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you there, because this is a hobby that's very subjective to to whatever the market demands, and to whatever grading company they feel that your card is the condition. It's very subjective, but overall this was a good submission, I think, for me. Maybe let me know what your comments are. If you want to comment, like, and subscribe, that'd be great. But I just wanted to share what my return on my submission here. And again, I'm not putting SGC above the other graders. I'm not the other grading companies. I'm not putting PSA above anybody else, and I'm not putting BGS, because I think they all have something to offer in the hobby, which is great. I love BGS slabs, and I love PSA slabs, and I love the way certain cards look with certain slabs, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you can't always assess something because it sells more for an PSA. There's people for everything. I feel that there is a market for SGC cards, and I also feel that there is a market for BGS, and I feel that there's probably a greater market for PSA. And I'm gonna continue using all three of them. I'm not here to bash anybody. Like I said, I've had my disappointments with all three companies now. I can say that. So, and I'm not gonna blame them necessarily. Do I feel that a card or two may have gotten a little bit harshly graded? Yes, but in the end, I think that the grades are decent. So let me know what your thoughts are, and thank you for watching this video, and have a great weekend, guys. Thank you. Enjoy.